You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take out your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guests and first-timers on Ron Siegel Radio. Sherry Carruthers, Mike Heckman, Seven Gables Real Estate, welcome.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or a plan to save you money. I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Let's see what we've got here. I know that, we've got National Cook a Sweet Potato Day. I like sweet potatoes. What was the old restaurant that we used to go to? The Roadhouse, I think in Tustin. And they gave you a sweet potato, and they brought out this brown sugar and cinnamon and butter. Ugh. Boy, I'm sitting here drooling, and it's early in the morning. I don't know. Okay. We've also got National California Day. Yeah, formerly Golden State. Okay, we've got that one. You know, I'm the Jewish guy. Ash Wednesday. I don't get it, but hey, you know something? There's people celebrating. National Supermarket Employee Day. Okay. Yeah, we got to eat. Got to eat. Although, you know, my preference is a nice restaurant. And, you know, I guess with the sweet potato, I don't know if this goes with Ash Wednesday because, again, it's not my religion. But margarita, are you allowed to have margaritas on Ash Wednesday? I don't know. Okay, but today's National Margarita Day. Were you going for a good wait, shouldn't that be on a Tuesday? You know, Taco Tuesday, margaritas, they seem to all go together. Okay, let's move right along. Let's see what the markets are doing today after a horrible day yesterday. Let's see, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it's up 36 points. The S&P 500 is up 2. The NASDAQ is up 14. Oil is down $1.96 a barrel. If the president was watching what's going on, he told us he was going to be refilling the strategic oil reserves at anything under $80 a barrel. Mr. President, we're at $74.37 right now. Don't ship the oil, though. There's a little problem with trains, though, and you may not know that, Mr. President. So if you'll watch Donald Trump today, he'll let you in on that secret. I don't think that's going to happen. But, hey, let's move right along. Bernie Sanders supporting 4-day work week. Now, I wonder if Bernie only works. Well, I guess he's in Congress, so I guess he probably works less than 4 days a week. The rest of us, we have to work a little more than that to make a living. But then again, Bernie wants to give out the money to everybody. Another one of those brilliant individuals. Unbelievable.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, Bernie, you're, you know, I wonder if maybe at when Bernie turns 80, he'll retire. Do you think that we've got any possible chance? Wait, Bernie might be over 80 already.
You know, Ron, my daughter and my son kind of go for the 4-day work week. We were talking about the Gen Zs and the millennials.
I've got I've got a millennial, and he'd rather work no days, and I've got one that wants to work 6 days. So I don't know. So do you get away with working 4 days?
Depends on how many hours.
Short answer is no.
Yeah, no, right?
Absolutely not.
I only work part-time. I work a half a day every day. It's about 12 hours. but that's a whole different story. Let's move right along and see what else is going on in this world. Interest rates. Yesterday we had an interesting dichotomy. I kept telling you that, and it didn't make any sense. Generally, when we see geopolitical issues going on, and we did have that spat between the president in Germany and Mr. Putin over there in Russia, they're ramping up the rhetoric. Generally, when we see that happening, we see what they call a flight to quality. Now, the question I'm going to throw to you is the 10-year Treasury no longer a flight to quality or safety? I don't know about that answer, but generally what we would have expected is the 10-year Treasury bond to increase when we see things like that going on. Did we see that Treasury bond increasing? Yeah, I love it when our listeners pipe in. And if you want to, feel free to join us, StreamYard.com/Facebook. But we've got a one of our listeners says, Bernie supports the no-day work week. Yeah, that's for sure. Bernie, that's Bernie's idea. Everybody gets paid, nobody works. I don't know how that goes. Eventually you run out of other people's money is what I hear, but not in Washington because they can just keep on borrowing. Eventually they're going to realize that you can't borrow forever. I wish I could, but I'm not going to go there. My wife thinks that we can just, as long as a credit card goes through, she's happy. That's a whole different story. And yes, that is humor, folks, because I did get, there's some folks out there that watch our socials that don't understand humor. And it doesn't bother me if you don't understand humor. They tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care about that either. But if you don't understand humor, this may not be the channel for you. We like to have a good time. Other than the fact that we are going to deal today with most people's largest asset. Not everybody, but most people. In the world of your home finance, I'm gonna call this, maybe it's just like maybe on the medical side going to a cardiologist. Right? Do you want to go to a cut rate cardiologist? Do you want to go to a cardiologist that only does it part-time? Do you want to go to a cardiologist that got their license because they put in their 90 days worth of effort? I'm going to suggest that may not be the best outcome for you. Just throwing that out there. I don't know for sure. I'm just going to suggest that could be the case. I like the idea of when you're dealing with somebody's largest asset, potentially their largest liability. I like the idea of dealing with people that know what's going on, that understand, that get trained, that have a good sense of ways of doing things. I was up early today, as I am every day. We start usually about 4:30 getting ready for radio. And I'm going to tell you in the Better Outcomes segment today, I'm going to show you a strategy that we dealt with for somebody. And it just fascinates me how people don't always understand exactly what's going on, how they don't structure a real estate transaction strategically, because I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying they're not doing it strategically. And how by doing it strategically, you may be able to get a lower interest rate, you may be able to get a lower payment, and you may even be able to have a better outcome. So it just amazes me that we don't always see these things and people don't always get involved in them. But I'm going to share that with you today as well. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Spring into action. Your home's curb appeal with expert guidance may help you sell that home for more money. We're going to have that Better Outcomes segment. We're going to talk to Sherry Carruthers and Mike Heckman. We've got a lot to cover today. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio. We're going to get there, and you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, though, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay's available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva, they've got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Payment assistance plan. Talk about it. Ask the team when you call over there. Sean does a great job of helping our families that we're servicing. Every day at this time, though, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Yesterday, locked loans. I don't know what the points were, buy down, pay up. I don't know any of that stuff. They don't share that information. They just tell us what the rates were yesterday. 30-year conforming loan, 6.638 up. The 30-year jumbo loan, 6.596. That was up a lot. 30-year FHA loan, 6.492. That was up. 30-year USDA loans, that's for the rural neighborhoods, generally no down payment, 6.432. And the best loan on the market for those that earned it, that would be the VA loan, 6.313, and that one was up as well. Now, you don't need me to tell you, well, you don't know where to find it, so you might want me to tell you that kind of stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, the S&P 500 is up only a 6.11. I'll tell you that the 10-year Treasury is down 4 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities are up 20, which means interest rates are down. And as I started to say before, I'm going to get ahead of myself every once in a while. All that information is available on that super secret website, google.com. But here's the issue. Let's talk about the question that becomes, why are these things happening like this? What's going on in the marketplace? Well, you got to love this one. I haven't even seen the story, but they just threw it in front of me, so I'm going to tell you about it. St. Louis Fed President James Bullard was on CNBC this morning and said that the January jobs report was a blowout jobs number, and the unemployment rate ticked down, not up, to a 50-year low. Now, we've talked about this over and over again. Maybe Mr. Bullard needs to tune into Ron Siegel Radio, and he would find out that that jobs report was totally bogus.
Such an idiot.
Yeah, he is such an idiot. It just amazes me that they go out and talk about this, and then the consumer believes these idiots when we already told you that they added 3 million jobs to the Bureau of Labor Statistics number from adjustments. And the population control number on the household report, they added 810,000 jobs. Yeah, well, if they didn't do all those adjustments, we would have probably been at a 3.7 unemployment rate, which was going on. I've gone over that. I'm not going to go over it again today. But we can see the mindset of the Fed, who are taking the numbers at face value, or it just gives them cover to continue hiking. He also said the Fed needs to hike 3 more times to get the Fed funds rate at a properly restrictive level. Isn't that special? Unbelievable how these people keep doing these things and have no clue what they're talking about. CoreLogic single family rental report that came out. Single family rents are up 6.4% year over year in December, down from 7.5 in November. That does not mean rents are going down. I'm sure the president will come out and take credit for that one too. Rental increases have clearly been decelerating, much like we have been seeing in the apartment list report. Once this deceleration catches up with the inflation reports, remember there's about a 6-month lag on that, and they just changed that too on the CPI reports. 43% now instead of 39% of CPI comes from shelter costs. So when they catch up, we're going to see what happens in all these different numbers. And the thing that's really telling us a lot about what's going on in the marketplace is when we look at the makeup of the existing home sales report that came up yesterday. Yeah, there's only 626,000 homes available for sale. Okay, but how many of them are under contract already? So they're not really available for sale any longer. So if you take off the ones under contract, we've got about a 1.9 month supply. Median home price down 2%. What does that tell you about your neighborhood? Absolutely nothing. It just tells you about the mix of homes that sold. Has nothing to do with appreciation. Homes are on the market for 33 days. I saw in yesterday's reports that 31.6% of the properties are now taking a price decrease. 31.6 was the last number on that. And again, if you want to know your neighborhood, we've got it. We know those numbers. You go to rsrlistana.com, rsrlistana.com, and you'll be able to get any zip code you want throughout the country. That's why we do it for you and give you that information. So it's going to ask you to put your name in there and then tell us what zip code you want. Now, I'm just throwing in here because I like the beach, and I have no idea what the numbers are going to say when I pull them up here, but 32% of Newport Beach, 92660, is taking a price decrease right now, and they're on the market for 133 days. Think they're priced properly? Maybe not. Do you think they're stubborn and not taking the price decreases? That might be the answer to it. That's the real-time real estate segment. I'm sorry, the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's get to our featured guests this morning. Sherry Carruthers, Mike Heckman, Seven Gables Real Estate. They are in the house. And I don't know if any of your colleagues are listening, but I do like to shout out to people. Ali, you're a bum. You should be listening. If you're not, and get your butt in here to do a show with us.
Ali, we share some stories
about
you before the show, man.
Yeah, Ali, you're in trouble now, man. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's talk about this market. Is it so? The last 3 years have been identical. Nothing's changed at all in the last 3 years of real estate.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing's changed. It's
Not at all.
copacetic, nice and easy to get people into a house. And
Smooth sailing,
Smooth.
no hype, no FOMO, nothing like that.
So let's talk about this. We one of the reasons that I started reaching out to a lot of folks were people that are doing business. So I'm not reaching out to people that have never done a transaction. They've had their license for 30 seconds. They just got it because we know that it takes longer. Now, Mike, you and I might have the same issue. So do you know that it takes 18 months to get a license to cut hair?
I did not know that. That's fascinating.
And about 90 days to get a license to do real estate.
We know the bar is not extremely high.
Not
right?
high, right?
Right.
So we want people that know what they're doing. That's why I asked Sherry to come in here. What are you telling people about this market now, Sherry?
Well, you know what? The market has changed, and I think for the better at the moment. And hear me out why.
Okay, I want to hear this one because interest rates are up.
Yeah, interest rates are
Okay.
up. However, inventory is up as well.
Okay.
And now, as your agent, we have an opportunity to shine for you. In the last 3 years, like you said, where there's been no differential in the market, just kidding. I mean, we were always one of 50 offers. There was investors trying to buy into the market. There were people that looking more at their loans than their homes. right?
Explain that one. Looking at their loans instead of their homes.
Well, I mean, people were so excited about getting a great interest rate
Right.
that they were moving forward with a great purchase because they got this fantastic interest rate and they kind of settled for their home
Okay.
rather than flipping it. So now we have the opportunity to focus and let your professional real estate advisor work for you and move forward and look for your long-term goal, your biggest asset, your home, and shop for you and be able to do things that we couldn't do necessarily in such a fast-paced market the last prior 3 years, which was shine for you. Negotiate buy downs for interest rates, right? Negotiate closing costs, negotiate your sales price, which was unheard of the last few years. Look at inspection reports and repair requests, and do a lot more negotiating. And I'm a certified negotiator. I have my own certificate, so that we can
I
shine
printed
for
mine
you.
this morning too. I'm just kidding.
There's
So
a
you really
90
know
day
what you're
rule.
doing.
90-day rule.
Oh, okay.
And I would add to that, Ron, is one of the questions I first asked is define market, because in my role, I'm fortunate to talk to dozens of agents every day, and the market is so hyper local right now that, we just had stories of 45 offers on a property where another offer in a different market is sitting with no offers and no showing. So price is super important, obviously, but it's hyper local, neighborhood specific. So there really isn't a general market out there at the moment, in my opinion.
And that's excellent information right there, because so many people are out there, and when you listen to the news, and I share it as well, right? So I share national numbers,
right?
And you have to really couch it appropriately, saying, "Hey, this is what's going on nationally. This is not." But then you bring it back and say, "Okay, 92660. That's not as local. I mean, you can get more specific than that, but in that specific zip code, I can look and say, okay, there's 41 single-family residences on the market as of Monday." Right. So that's telling you more than what I say, 700,000 nationally,
right?
Which is still a small number for the whole country,
right?
But 41, I don't know if that's a lot or not,
right?
Because someone else that works that area might say, well, that's double what we normally have,
right? And then you got to look at price point, of course.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
So,
well, especially when you're going into that market,
Exactly.
because it can be anywhere from, well,
Anyway.
a cheap price of $3 million.
yeah. I mean, I think the general narrative out there is that the market has slowed substantially, and it's just our agents on the ground are telling a different story right now. Now it is neighborhood and area specific, but we have stories every single day where we are battling with multiple offers over asking price.
Over asking price.
We just had, I'll tell you a story real quick. We had an agent wrote an offer, all cash offer, 100,000 over asking out of the gate. I don't know. I'm going to mess up the number of offers, but multiple offers. And now they're trying to secure that purchase for 200,000 over asking. Granted, that home was probably underpriced to begin with, but nevertheless.
So it was a strategic list price, or
And
could have been.
Could have been, or just a mistake by the listing agent on pricing. But nevertheless, it's
They obviously were not a Seven Gables listing agent.
It was not a Seven Gables listing.
No, I showed that home. I know exactly the
Yeah.
house that you're talking about. And you know what? It was in the ballpark. I mean, not to throw a swing at anybody, it was in the ballpark. But what I am finding out there in the field is the good stuff, competitively priced, does sell. And there still is multiple offers out there. But I think it's more up to single digits versus the traditional double digits that we were seeing.
You're gonna have to
in the
explain that to
previous-
me. I'm a simple guy. What do you mean by a single digit?
Well, I mean, say 1 to 9 offers.
Oh, okay.
you
Number of
know,
offers.
versus 50
Gotcha.
to 100 offers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm understanding what you're saying.
And we're also seeing real quick, Ron, we just did it in the company, kind of an open house blitz, if you will, where we got everybody to try and do an open house at the same time. And the feedback was there's a lot of buyers out there. I mean, we had in one listing 200 people come through in Garden Grove. Yeah. So kind of maybe a leading indicator of what's to come, hopefully. And that there are a lot of people out there in the market, whether they're pulling the trigger and writing the offer at the moment because of rates and, kind of what's going on as far as the narrative is another story, I think. But there are a lot of people that are out looking at the moment.
Absolutely.
We got Diane listening to us. So you got Seven Gables not only in the house, but listening as well. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, spring into action, boost your home's curb appeal with expert guidance. And we're going to talk about strategically writing an offer to save money. You can reach me anytime. Our offer number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. It is the best tool out there. If you want to know the value of your property every month, just log in, create a free login. We give it to you. It's no cost to you. You get the login. It'll send you an email every month telling you 4 different prices for your property. It's going to tell you the one that's wrong from Zillow. It's going to tell you 3 others. It's also going to tell you what Quantarium is, which is actually, from what I've been told, what Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae let the lenders use, or that's what they use when they're dealing with property inspection waivers. But I'm not going to say that on air. The bottom line, though, is it's giving you that information. It also will tell you on the first tab, 97% of the homes in America that are listed, it's got them on there. Now, you can talk to a local real estate professional. They've got the drip campaigns that'll tell you in their local area. But most agents that I talk to, they probably can't tell you the home values in Austin, Texas, if they're living in Southern California. Some might. rsrhomescout.com. That'll give you that information. Spring into action. Boost your home's curb appeal with expert guidance. To sell your home this spring, it may need more preparation than it would have a year or two ago. Today's housing market has a different feel. There are more homes for sale than there were at this time last year, but inventory is still historically low. So if a house has been sitting on the market for a while, that's a sign it may not be hitting the market for potential buyers. But here's the thing. Right now, homes that are updated and priced at market value are still selling fast. Today, homes with curb appeal that are presented well are still selling quickly and sometimes over asking price, according to Danielle Hale, chief economist at Realtor.com, quote, "In a market where costs are still high and buyers can be a little choosier, it makes sense they're going to really zero in on the homes that are the most appealing," unquote. With the spring buying season just around the corner, now's the time to start getting your house ready to sell. And the best way to determine where to spend your time and money is to work with a trusted real estate agent who can help you understand which improvements are the most valuable in your local market. Curb appeal wins. One way to prioritize updates that could bring a good return on your investment is to find smaller projects you can do yourself. Little updates that boost your curb appeal usually work well. Investopedia puts it this way, quote, Curb appeal projects make the property look good as soon as prospective buyers arrive. When these projects may not add a considerable amount of monetary value, they will help your home sell faster, and you can do a lot of the work yourself to save money and time, unquote. Small cosmetic updates like refreshing paint and power washing the exterior of your home create a great first impression for buyers and help it stand out. Work with a real estate professional to find the low-cost projects you can tackle around your house that will appeal to buyers in your area. Not all updates are created equally. When deciding what you need to do to your house before selling it, remember you're making these repairs and updates for someone else. Prioritize projects that will help you sell faster or for more money over things that appeal to you as a homeowner. The 2022 Remodeling Impact Report from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, highlights popular home improvements and what sort of return they bring for the investment. And if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing a chart that shows the typical cost recovery for common remodeling projects. Hardwood flooring refinish. That's the biggest one of all of them. Wow. Remember, lean on your trusted real estate professional for the best advice on updates you should invest in. They'll know what local buyers are looking for and have the best insights of what your house needs to sell quickly this spring. Bottom line, if you're thinking about buying or selling, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Yes, I have a real estate license. No, I am not qualified to use it, but I am qualified to use my telephone, and I know a lot of real estate professionals in the marketplace. So give me a call. And one other thing, please, 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 get professional pictures. It just baffled me. So I'm looking at a property. You guys will love this one. Property in Torrance, and it has not sold. It's been on the market for quite a while. And I go and look at the pictures, and the walls are all caving in. And they got a real nice picture of the corner of the bathroom, and they got a real nice picture of the corner of the kitchen, and the living room. They got a real nice picture of the corner of that as well. Where are people going to shop when they start looking? They're looking online.
Right.
And they're looking at pictures that look like, well, I wouldn't put my dog in this house. And they're selling it for $1.7 million and want to know why it doesn't sell. Please hire a real estate professional that is professional, right? Because this one's listed by a real estate individual that's not professional. And it baffles me where you're talking like over $1.7 million, $1.8 million, something like that.
Yeah.
And the neighborhood should be at about $2 million. It's $815 a square foot in that area. And I know you don't just look at the square footage, but I pull out what little hair I have left when I see people getting this kind of bad guidance. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment. Brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Do you ever see those pictures and just go crazy?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Every day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right.
And my clients will call me, and what I will do is I'll go there live and do a FaceTime video so that they can see the real interior. But what poor professional advice this advisor is giving their client, because you have such strong online media presence, and you can be marketing it, with not just your photography, but also your video and also your drone.
I would venture to guess, as a real estate professional, it must drive you guys nuts, because there is a code of ethics.
Yes.
And you can't tell the homeowner, hey, idiot, your realtor is going to cost you a lot of money.
Right.
Right. You can't tell them that. And you just watch what's going on. And then the neighbors start saying, well, the property is not selling, so it must be too high priced. Right. Or they've got a lousy agent. Well, maybe they do have a lousy agent. Right? Maybe that's the bottom line.
Yep.
Okay. So let's get back to our conversation, because one of the things that as a professional real estate agent you have to do is you got to keep up with your craft.
Yes, you do.
Right. How do you stay ahead of the market, stay ahead of the competition? I know that Seven Gables has a great reputation. So how do you stay ahead? What is it the individuals? Is it the company doing things for you? How does that work?
Well, you know what, Mike, if I could take the lead on this.
Yeah,
real quick,
absolutely.
And,
I'd love to hear your perspective.
Do you know what? I have to thank Seven Gables Real Estate for just an amazing culture. First and foremost, it's led by Michael Hickman, our CEO, Lisa Grubel, our president, and then my personal manager, Diane Vandergoes, my Queen, who is also a personal coach that offers us day in and day out individual training. We have General Counsel Michael Hickman, and he's also
General. That means
yeah.
Josh. We better be
got
careful. We got a lawyer in
fancy.
the house.
We got fancy.
Uh-oh.
We have an Esquire here.
Oh boy.
But I mean, think about the opportunities we have for go-to. We have consecutive learning meetings. We have we have how to write the winning offer. We have trend graphics. We have, I mean, so many tools. It could keep you, forget this 4-day work week we talked about earlier, right?
Right.
We have so many tools that we could be utilizing every single day and honing our craft. And we do that. And so we do have that support. So I kind of call it, there's an executive branch and then there's a legislative branch. That's what I call it. So I just
Interesting.
named the executive branch.
Okay.
Not to get political here, but then there's also the legislative branch. That's what I call it. And that's my working team, my powerful team, because I could not.
Do they have
be-
a better than a 16% approval rating?
Just
Just throwing that out
Yeah,
there,
they
Sherry.
do. But you know what? We have collaborations with other sources such as our escrow department, and I work closely with title, and I have a transaction coordinator, and it's about running a tight knit team.
So wait a second. When you start talking about all those different things,
Yes.
it almost sounds like a business,
Wow.
right? You know,
Crazy.
You know, because I kind of chuckle. I know of one real estate agent that I'm friends with, and he doesn't use a transaction coordinator, and is very, very, very successful.
Mhm.
But other than that, I look at it and say, you know something, if I had to go and do the things that my processor does and my loan officers do,
Right.
I'd go nuts,
Right.
right? You're a real estate professional. Are you a paper pusher? You know, you got
Right.
hired, you got a transaction coordinator that's going to do that stuff. That's probably excels at it.
100%. I mean, that we to the extent we can't really make things mandatory, of course, but
It's a
99% of our agents use a
That's
TC.
the lawyer talking.
It's the
right?
lawyer
Yeah.
talking. That's my little disclaimer.
Okay.
99% of our agents use a TC for that reason. We don't want
Transaction
them,
coordinator.
transaction
Yeah.
coordinator. Yeah, we don't want them sitting in zip forms or SkySlope for hours trying to
Yeah.
find a form or draft a form, and that's not the
Yeah.
highest and best activity for them, right? So that's something that Sherry utilizes, and we have great TCs that support our agents in addition to everything Sherry.
Yeah,
just named.
and shout out to my TC, Michelle Flora, who has 15 years experience. She is phenomenal. And otherwise,
Does she like what she does?
she loves what she does.
Do you like doing that kind of stuff?
I love giving Michelle open escrows.
See, for the most of us, though, we'll just come out and say, no, I don't like doing the paperwork.
Right.
Right. No.
Right. And I don't excel at doing the paperwork. I'm not a detail person. Now, give me a radio and I'll talk about it all day long. And I've got folks that'll come on with me and share, and we can educate people.
Mhm,
Right. That's what we do well.
Right.
And let somebody else do what they do well.
mhm.
100%.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah. And it's really not it's letting everybody to do their highest and best use of their time. And, you know, that's what people enjoy. So why not
True.
get that great guidance? Because, you know, I'm just going to guess, she better not, but Sherry's not going to be answering her phone for the next half hour, right? Because she's on radio. But somebody on your team probably is.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
So somebody can,
absolutely.
it's all about the communication. So we're going to continue that
Right.
conversation when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We're going to also chat about creating a strategic offer when your lender and your realtor work together to help you. In this case, I think the number that I came up with on this particular family is save them maybe just by writing the offer the right way, $112,000. You can reach me anytime. Our offer number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. We've got a news break right here. Breaking news. Ali finally got out of bed. He put it. He pops in here. He's listening to us. And Ali, you're telling everybody about coming to Caravan, and you probably won't even be there this Friday. So Ali is out of bed and in the house. Okay, we're gonna harass him. Hey, the Better Outcomes segment today being brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. Hey, if you're thinking of divorce, sorry, I know it's a sad subject, but get the Divorce Your Mortgage Workbook, mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. Goes through and does a great analysis of real property and helps you understand, from a lending, the attorneys, they understand the law, right? That's what they do. I don't know very many attorneys that understand home loan guidelines, right? That's not what they do, other than the ones that are working with lenders, right? So the bottom line here is that putting terms the right way into a contract, the divorce decree, can help you qualify for a new loan. Better Outcome segment, mydymworkbook.com. But what I want to chat with you about today, this is real time. So our team has a family right now that, what do people ask for when they're thinking about a mortgage? Well, they ask the one question that everybody understands. What's the mortgage rate? And is that what you really care about? Now, I went to Vons, not recently, but I have gone to Vons. And when I go there and buy groceries, they never, ever ask me a mortgage rate. They ask me, you need some money? Benjamin Franklin's work best. If you have a credit card that goes through, that'll work as well. It's about the dollars. So let's run through a real quick scenario. And I think Josh has this already. Of course he does. He's one step ahead of me all the time. So we're working with a family. $645,000 purchase price. They said, hey, we want to put down $150,000. Not the smartest way of strategizing, but we're going to do it anyway and share with you. Let's just use, and I don't know what interest rates are. I just threw a number in there, 7.5%, $42,32.99 is the payment, $160,000 cash to close. Structure this just a little bit differently, $645,000, but let's not put down as much money. Let's go to $516,000, and let's use some of those saved dollars to buy down the interest rate. And I hear people say, I don't want to pay points. Why? Because you don't like saving money? Or you like spending more money? I don't know the answer to that. 6.875 is the interest rate now. 7.184 is the APR for those of you that are in compliance keeping score. The payment only dropped $116 a month. If you don't need $116 a month, Ron at ronsiegelradio.com. That's my Venmo. You can send it to me every month if you want to. Structured just a little bit differently. And oh yeah, by the way, $15,000 less in cash to close, 15,000 less. But I'm not done yet. What if we take that same 645,000, say, Mr. Seller, would you raise the price by $5,000 and help me out with a little bit of payment assistance? So we've got a $650,000 purchase. We're going to go to $520,000 down, but now we've reduced the interest rate to 5.5%. Structure. Our payment goes down to $3,684.58. We're saving $548.40 a month. Now, I know the question that comes up, you went above asking price, Ron. What happens if it doesn't appraise? No problem. Oh, wait, I should go back on that last one. We were at $161,000 was our cash to close. So we saved $548 a month by adding about $1,000 to the closing costs. So is that a 2-month break even? Just throw that out there for you. Now, what if it doesn't appraise? Well, we got that covered too. We put in our appraisal gap program. What if it only appraises not at the 650, not at the 645, but at 625,000? We're going to keep the loan amount the same, $520,000. We're going to keep the cash to close about the same, $160,000. We're going to keep the payment the same, $3,648.58, because Sean knows what she's doing in our office. $548.40 savings per month. Now, according to the National Association of Realtors, how long do we keep our houses right now? Don't say 13 years because you'd have the right answer. Yes, 13 years. Under that first scenario, over 13 years, you're going to spend $443,354 in interest only. $443,354. If you go with our payment assistance program, which, yes, by the way, it did cost you $1,000 more down payment. Cash to close, not just down payment. Your interest is going to be $331,000. You're going to save $112,000 over that 13-year period. $112,000. Did you do anything different other than structure the loan strategically? If you have questions about that, give us a call, 800-306-1990. 800. Ali, your payment, you get to pay all the payments for everybody here because we know that you're loaded. So Mike, Sherry, Mindy, Ali's making everybody's mortgage payments for you.
Perfect.
Jerry, glad to have you with us as well. That is the Better Outcome segment brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. Get your divorce, your mortgage workbook, mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. Continuing our conversation, we are chatting with Mike Hickman and Sherry Carruthers, Seven Gables Real Estate. We gone over a lot of stuff this morning. It's kind of funny, Sherry. I'm gonna harass you just for a minute. Oh. So when I started doing real estate, when I started doing radio in 2010, my first radio show, I brought in a stack of papers. It was about 5 inches thick, and I had it in my hand, and I looked at nothing because my hand was shaking so much. And when you and I spoke, I said, just give me 5 or 6 or 7 questions, and if we get to all of them, we had a bad show. So far, we are at 2. Just throwing that on there. Yeah, I figured, Ali, you don't speak English. Hey, don't get mad at me. I know I'm going to get hate mail. Ali said it. I'm just putting what he wrote. It's right there on the screen so you can see it. No, Ali, it would be no hablo inglés, not no habla inglés. So he doesn't even speak Spanish, and he's writing it that way. Okay, so Sherry, you told me something about Cal Exit, and I know there's about 500,000 people leaving California. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
What's Cal Exit?
Cal Exit is an initiative or a committee, rather, that was founded in 2015, and it really kind of talks about where your money walks politically.
Oh,
so
politically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Cal Exit refers to really California creating an initiative where they actually separate themselves from the United States of America. And this may be led by tax migration.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting. But if I want to, and I want to steal one of your terms, do something hyper local, if I could just kind of bring that political view inward to our local markets,
Okay.
our LA County and Orange County market, and how your money walks. That's exactly the howmoneywalks.com website that we use. For this,
That's what I'm
for
on
this
right now, is
information.
howmoneywalks.com.
It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal resource. And what it does is it talks about where your dollars go. So people in LA County, the number one place that we're generating our dollars into the state is from New York. But where the number one place the money from LA County is going is to Orange County.
I never looked at that one like that. I've looked at it nationally, but I've got it on my screen. So $2.12 billion is coming from New York County. Go back, please.
Yes.
And from
No, not yes,
Los
but
Angeles,
correct.
they're going 10.52 billion goes from Los Angeles to Orange County.
Correct. Now, if you want
Don't bring your politics, please.
Well, I was just going to mention LA County is a vastly Democratic county. Orange County is vastly Republican too. So could we
Used to
correlate? Yeah, I used to be. Could we correlate that we're using our politics to move our money maybe countywide? And if you're talking the populace as well, LA County being the number one most populous county with over 10 point some million. Number 2 is being San Diego County. Number 3 is being Orange County, and number 4 being Riverside. We're keeping our money in the state also. If you're thinking of it hyper locally, there's 2 ways that.
So from LA to Orange County,
Yeah.
it keeps it in the state. But I'm just looking at this chart. 1992 to 2020 lost $100.12 billion in adjusted gross income. That's tax rep. That's what the taxes are based on.
Yep.
Right. So sales tax, income tax. I know you're doing a great job, Governor. But okay. So how do we bring this back to real estate? What is this telling us for the real estate world?
Well, I think one thing that I consistently hear our agents say is it's unbelievable how much cash is out there. Like how many buyers
Yeah.
are still writing offers all cash. And I think that there's some evidence there of it. You got all that cash coming in from LA County into Orange County.
Yes.
It's fascinating how much money is out there.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you're on based on Sherry's definitions, you're on the executive side.
Yeah.
So if I put this
Yes.
next comment on here from Ali,
oh boy,
we might have to charge you guys.
Uh-oh.
Seven Gables voted best workplace yet again. You are seeing a glimpse of why right is. Make the switch. Love to have you guys join the team. So just because I know Ali, there's exception. It's a great workplace.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's exceptions to everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Ali. I'm gonna.
That's good.
Well, we do love Ali. Okay, so people are. You're right. It's an interesting topic about how money is moving, and
right.
I'll throw this out there because, selfless plug. I went to Chapman College. It was not a university back then. I did serve on one of the very, very early economic forecast staffs. I'm not going to talk about how long ago it was, but Chapman's been talking about that for a long time, that, the taxes cause a problem for California and for Orange County. And, even though our population may not be dropping as much, the mix of the population is dropping, right?
Yes.
The high income earners are leaving, and some of the entry-level workers are coming,
right?
And that doesn't help real estate values. It doesn't help our overall. And was it Margaret Thatcher that says that socialism is great until you run out of other people's money? Right. Governor Newsom is still trying to figure out how to. Well, he just bribes people. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, last year we had a budget surplus, so he bribed everybody with money to vote for him. And this year we've got a deficit, so that's a whole nother story. But the bottom line is if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, the idea is now get involved, right? Call up our friends over at Seven Gables. Call Sherry. Call me at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with them. I'm not going to tell you to call Ali, even though I love the guy dearly. He is a great guy. But the bottom line is find a piece of what's good for you. And I don't care whether it's if you're one of the Diamonds and Diapers group, right? That you just got married, or you just had kids, or you just graduated, get in the market. I don't care if it's a $300,000 house in San Bernardino or a $3 million house in Newport Beach. Get started, because real estate is going to go up. It consistently goes up. I was on a call the other day and they said, well, the stock market is a better investment. Well, depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at, just your dollars and dollars. So if you say I bought a house and that house appreciated because you paid all cash and maybe you shouldn't have, but that went up, say the average, and I think the last time I looked in Orange County, California, over the last 63 years, we appreciated at about 6%, maybe a little less than that. I'm going to grab the number right now. And, you figure the Dow Jones Industrial Average over that same time period is probably averaging somewhere around 8 or 9%. I don't have that number right in front of me. But the vast majority, 60% of the people, are not paying cash for their house. So you look at $1,032,000 median home price in Orange County, California, as of right now. If you put 10% down, well, now you can take that 5.35 average over the last 63 years and say it was up 53.5% on your cash. Take that, stock market. Where's that coming from? Just give me a call. We'll talk about it. As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.